You have time on your hands and you are picking your top 11 players to put on the field from any team in world soccer. Today, we are, I guess, an original video. We are going to each three of us, me, Serge, and Charlie, we're going to be giving you guys our 11 players currently that we would put on a football team right now. And yeah, let's get straight into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Scoop. Today, as I said, we are going to be giving you guys our top 11 team to put on the field. I guess a world 11, you could say, the best players in each position in our opinions. Make sure, if you are new, to subscribe, hit that like button, and watch some of our older videos. But I mean, let's get straight into it with my top 11. I'm going to start in goals where I have, I think, non-negotiable Oblak. I think he's the best goal stopper right now for Atletico Madrid. I think his reflexes and just ability to make fantastic saves is just better than any keeper right now. I was debating him and Alisson, but I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't have the bias, so I have Oblak here. I do think right now he is better than Alisson. Moving on to the right back position, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is a non-debatable position. What a young player and what a huge talent he has been for Liverpool. And I think what makes him better than most right backs is not only his defense, but as well as his attacking, plays with Liverpool. Going into the center back spot, another Liverpool player, or center back number 1, Virgil van Dijk. The best center back in the world, tall player, beast, just vocal player on the field, and really doesn't get dribbled past as he didn't last year, I believe, except like 1 or 2 times. Moving on to next center back, I think this is maybe up for debate. I have Nicolas Sula, the center back from Bayern Munich. I think he's a young talent. He's a big player. I think that his ability to make tackles and win air balls is just makes him a really good center back. As I said, this is up for debate though, but I think Nicolas Sula here fits my team. And then at left back, another player from Liverpool for the defense, Andy Robertson. I believe the 26 or 27-year-old recently signed from Hull City to Liverpool, as well as Trent Alexander-Arnold. His just contributions to the attack for Liverpool is just lethal, and that's why Liverpool is one of the best teams in the world right now. Moving on to the midfield, at the holding midfield, this is a 4-3-3. The holding midfield spot, I have Frankie de Jong. I think Frankie de Jong is looking like one of the best talents coming out of Barcelona this year. I think it was a great sign from Ajax, and I think he's going to be, one of those amazing midfielders to come out of Barcelona, like Xavi, like Iniesta, like Busquets. Moving on to the right center mid position, I have Kevin De Bruyne, the center mid from Man City, the lethal passing midfielder. He can really pass any ball in the field. The Belgian is just, so good, and I think he's not arguably the best, one of the best center mids in the world, and I think he should be for years to come. Moving on to the next center mid position, I think I have Saul here, the center mid from Atletico Madrid. Again, another player up for debate, but I think Saul is the best center mid there for the spot. And then moving into the last part of the team, the attack at right winger, I have Mbappe, although I know he is kind of, I guess, he plays striker and left wing. I think his speed is lethal, his finishing is lethal, and his contributions to the PSG attack is just amazing. I have him there. And then at striker, one of the most prolific goal scorers, if not the most prolific goal scorer in world football right now, Robert Lewandowski, the striker from Bayern, I think snubbed of the Ballon d'Or this year. Easy. He's getting old, but he's still amazing. And then the last spot, the left wing, another Liverpool player. I have Sadio Mane, the player signed from Sunderland and has blossomed at Liverpool perfectly. He's scoring that threat in that 3 with Firmino and Mohamed Salah. I think he's the best player for here. But now moving on to Surridge's team.
Oh yeah, so first of all, let's start off in goal, and I 100% agree with you, Jan Oblak. I think for me, the only competitor to him was, like you said, Alisson, because he's been great for Liverpool ever since he's came. So I think Oblak's been such a key contributor. He's been linked to teams such as Chelsea. So I think obviously one of the best in the world. I think the best in the world. So I think he deserves a spot. Now moving on to our center back. So I have Van Dijk with easily the best center back in the world right now. With my other one, I actually had Koulibaly here at first, but now I'm thinking I've changed my mind. I've taken a U-turn. I'm going with Sergio Ramos because I think while he's not at the peak of his powers anymore, he's still an amazing center back. I think he provides such great leadership for a team like this, and I think honestly, a team with World 11 with the best in the world needs that leader for them. I think Sergio Ramos could be exactly that. And now moving on to our left back position. This one, people might disagree with on this one. I've got Alfonso Davis. I know he's very young, and right now a lot of people might think he's only a prospect good, but I think honestly, right now the way he's been playing for, in my opinion, the best team in Europe, Bayern Munich, I think he deserves a spot barely over Andy Robertson. I think he's just been playing so well. He has such great skills. He really provides Bayern with that speed on the wing. It's really, honestly, opposing managers will be really scared to face him. And on the right, right back, no surprise here, Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a player for him at his age. He's so young. It's what he's doing, so it's incredible. So yeah, I think I have Trent on the right. Now my center defense mid position. This one is a surprising one. I was really tough because I didn't really like my options here, but I went with Fabinho. I feel like he was a really underrated contributor to Liverpool's title-winning season. He was like that vacuum who picked up everything. Had a lot of attacking players in his pocket. He did make sure a great job of Liverpool having possession most of the time. So yeah, I got Fabinho as my holding mid. And then my other two midfielders are Kevin De Bruyne, no surprise here, as Kean talked about it. Obviously, he's one of the best in the world. And my other one is Toni Kroos. I feel like he's one of the most least talked about center mids in the world, but he consistently plays so well for Real Madrid. He's getting up there in age, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in this list next year, but I feel like if I wanted to bring a World 11, I think right now I'd want him as my other midfielder. Now moving on to our front three, we start off at the left wing. I had a tough one with this one. I was debating a few people, but I ended up going with Cristiano Ronaldo. I just feel like, obviously put him striker also, but I feel like left wing suits him for this 4-3-3. I think Ronaldo, obviously starting to decline, but I still think in a situation where you need a hero, he's come up so many times, and I think honestly he's the number one player to want on my team if in a big clutch situation. Now on the right wing, I've got Lionel Messi. He played very well. He had another great season. Honestly, he has a very bad team around him. Barcelona, one of the worst in years. If you watch Barcelona play, it just seemed like he was so miles ahead of the team. He was literally dragging them in so many games, carrying them on their back. And honestly, without him, they would be so much worse. They would have had such a hard time. So I feel like he's definitely deserving a spot in the World 11. And finally, my striker. This one was easy for me, Robert Lewandowski. I felt like if the Ballon d'Or was there this year, he obviously would have won. He was amazing this year for Bayern. So I think this is an easy choice. Lewandowski at striker. Now, Charlie, your turn.
Yeah, I have to agree with both of you in goal. Jan Oblak for sure. The Atletico Madrid goalie, he's just been phenomenal this year and in years past. I think it was too hard to pass it up. But moving on to my right back, both of you, again, I agree, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's just been a great force for Liverpool, both on defense and on the attack. He's great at getting that ball into the middle off of crosses, and he's even scored a couple really nice free kick goals this year for him. At center back, I've got, as both of you mentioned, Virgil van Dijk. I think the best center back in the world right now. He's been a rock for Liverpool. And my other center back, Serge, someone you mentioned, Kalidou Koulibaly. I think he's been really good for Napoli this past year. And I think his physicality is not matched by a lot of other players in world soccer. So I think he's one of the best center backs in the world right now. Left back, Kean, I agree. Andrew Robertson, another Liverpool defender, but then again, I do think they have probably the best back line in the league. I mean, I have 3 of their players on my back line, so Andrew Robertson. He's been great for them this year, helping them win the title. My 3 center mids, I think these were pretty tough. I've got Frankie de Jong for Barca. I think he's been really solid this year. He's really just helped them play the way they've been playing. Of course, they didn't end the season great with that loss to Bayern, but he's been really great this year. And then I have a name neither of you mentioned, N'Golo Kante. I feel like although he didn't play as well this year, he dealt with some injuries. I think he's still one of the best, if not the best center mids in the world. But then, of course, my other center mid, Kevin De Bruyne, he created, I believe, in the Premier League, 33 goals this year in 35 games. That's pretty phenomenal. I think he's probably the best center mid in the world right now. He's just been a force for Man City, probably their best player throughout the past 1, maybe 2 years. But moving on to the offense, on the left side, I have Kylian Mbappe. I know you, Kian, you might have had him on the right side, but I think he's such a versatile player that he can play wherever he wants. So I have him on that left side. But now my right winger, this may be pretty controversial, but I think this is a good young player who has so much potential, and he played so well this year with 17 goals in 32 games in the Bundesliga. Jadon Sancho, I think he was really, really good for Dortmund, and I know he was linked in trade rumors with teams like Chelsea and Manchester United, but I think right now he would do well to stay with Dortmund. He's had a really good year, and that's why I have him in my top 11. Striker, I think this one was pretty undebatable. Robert Lewandowski, the Polish striker, as you said, sir, is robbed of the Ballon d'Or. If they had the Ballon d'Or, it would have been his to win. I don't think anybody else came very close. He played as well as anybody this year in the Champions League. 14 goals in 8 games. That's pretty ridiculous.
And 5 assists.
And then 5 assists. I didn't know that, but that's pretty ridiculous. And in the Bundesliga, 34 goals in just 31 games. He's averaging over a goal a game in all competitions. So I just think that that's pretty rare. That's why Lewandowski tops off my team as my striker.
But yeah, guys, that's our top 11 teams in world football. If you did enjoy and watch to the end, make sure, as always, to subscribe, drop a comment. Who are you guys put that we didn't? Do you agree with any of our stuff? And drop a comment if you would like to see another video. We respond to all comments. But yeah, guys, we've gotten some more soccer videos out, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Make sure to go check out some of our other videos as well. Champions League and Premier League stuff like that. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for more videos. We post every other day. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.